Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm, every day I'm,
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you ready? TheBoxingVoice.com. Welcome to Las Vegas, baby. We taking over.
Ness Heyman.
Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking gym. They want me there.
TBV presents a ring walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny. Daniel.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All them beautiful kids is here.
We turning TBV into the Hot 97 of boxing.
Keep talking from Vegas.
You already know if it's a big fight, I'm pulling up. Chicago, we in here.
Bang, bang.
From the cotton fields of Alabama to the casinos of Las Vegas. Mama, I made it.
We up early, baby. The grind don't stop. Gilly the Kid ain't gonna be the only one around here doing big shit.
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ring Walk Danny. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, Solo Dolo, Scarface, No Manolo. You already know we're back to discuss the Puerto Rican superstar, Edgar Berlanga, a.k.a. The Monster. And, I've been saying for some time that the biggest fight for him to make was the Canelo Alvarez fight due to the Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalry, something that he and his new promoter, Eddie Hearn, will be trying to capitalize on. When Edgar joined Matchroom, one of his first tweets were the great promoter, Eddie Hearn. And it looks like he understands that Eddie could put him in position. According to the deal and the way that it was structured, somehow Canelo Alvarez is part of that deal. So if Edgar Berlanga can live up to the hype and do what he's supposed to, he could end up in a Mexico versus Puerto Rico affair, possibly in New York City, something that, Canelo hasn't done since, I believe, Rocky Fielding. But Edgar has been welcomed to the team that is Matchroom Boxing. And today we're going to get together and discuss what we think the direction will be for Edgar Berlanga. Who do we see him facing? Right away, I would have considered John Ryder, but obviously Ryder seems to have already secured himself a Canelo Alvarez fight. So who else can Edgar Berlanga face on that Matchroom side at 168 pounds? Now, there's always the possibility of, the Matchroom, DAZN, Golden Boy connection coming together and him possibly getting a Jaime Munguia fight or even a Gennady Golovkin fight, who isn't with any promoter and has his own deal with DAZN. Obviously, there's been a lot of talks of Golovkin and Islandri Lara, so that may be something that cannot happen right away for Edgar. But, yeah, man, in the chat, let me know what direction you think Matchroom take for Edgar Berlanga in terms of fights that they make for him. Obviously, they can put him in versus the young prospect, Diego, Pacheco, who is with Jose Benavidez Sr. The cherry on top would be Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. Golovkin last fought at super middleweight. I'm going through the matchroom boxers here, and not a lot of options for Berlanga. There probably will have to be some sort of cross promotion. They got Aaron Bowen, and maybe they'll throw him something like that to get him used to the water. Billy Joe is still registered with Matchroom, but possibly retired at this point. John Ryder facing Canelo. Canelo facing Ryder. Pacheco is the last super middleweight they have. And they've just added Edgar Berlanga. So, seems a little bit slim for Edgar on that side of the street, but it is the side of the street that has Canelo. And again, if we're thinking outside the box and we're not thinking just matchroom boxing, it is the side of the street that has Jaime Munguia and Gennady Golovkin and John Ryder, Diego Pacheco. So as a whole, they probably can do something. Gabe Rosado's on this side of the street as well. Beck the Bully is on this side of the street as well. So it's going to be interesting to see which direction they go with Edgar Berlanga. Now, the world has been informed, and we all learned, obviously, that the undefeated super middleweight contender and Eddie Hearn's Matchroom have agreed to a multi-fight deal. The promotional plan for Berlanga, who everyone knows used to be on Top Rank, and was let go because they could not see eye to eye, right? Berlanga wanted a certain level of opposition, and Top Rank believed that he was not ready for that level of opposition, and they couldn't come to terms on how they would move forward on the young Puerto Rican star's career. Now, his fights will be streamed exclusively on DAZN, and I'm okay with that because I have a DAZN subscription. He was fielding offers, though, from Mayweather, Al Heyman, and PBC, two separate offers. So Mayweather wanted him, Al Heyman wanted him, and Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, wanted him, not to mention Oscar De La Hoya also wanted him. So I wonder if there's any regrets from Top Rank. I wonder if there's any regrets from Top Rank because, to have not been able to come to an agreement with someone and then have so many other promotional companies after that said person, I guess there could be some regrets. Now, Berlanga chose Hearn's profitable proposal over lucrative offers from Oscar De La Hoya, Al Heyman, and Mayweather. So what exactly Eddie told the Brooklyn native, I don't know. What exactly is next for Berlanga? I don't know. I do want your help. So if you can in the chat, let me know who would be his Matchroom debut. Would they get a big name, or would they just keep him as the A side and kind of cater to his demographic and his area? By that I mean put him on in New York, in Madison Square, and it really doesn't matter who's the opponent. Find him, someone that fits the bill in that New York City area. He's already faced Damon Nicholson, so they can't use Damon to come up from the DMV and bring his crowd. Again, I'm looking for help from you guys. I see the Mad Scientist says Berlanga versus Spike O'Sullivan. I would probably want something a little bit better than that, but I can see that being a decent, welcome to Matchroom fight. I just don't know that can be a main event. If we want him to go to Madison Square Garden and do his thing, and let's be real, he's doing his thing. We just talked about it not too long ago, how Ryan Garcia, his gate was like $1 million. Right, Danny? What gate were we talking about where we're like, yo, the gate was only $1 million and Tank did 5? All right, so Berlanga's doing 500,000 plus in the small room. We talking 4,000 tickets and homie's bringing in $500,000, whereas Ryan's talking $1 million and he's selling 12,000 tickets. So the boy could sell some tickets, and the boy could sell some expensive tickets. I like Berlanga Jacobs. Jacobs has been out the ring. Maybe that's a safe fight. Jacobs isn't registered with Matchroom, but I'm sure because he used to be or may still be handled by Keith Conley, the same manager of Edgar, that could either be a good or a bad thing. It could either be a thing where the manager, Keith Conley, knows exactly what he has in Berlanga and who Jacobs is and decides not to put them against each other, or the opposite. He knows what it is and he thinks it's time, and maybe Jacobs will be that torch passer. I don't know. Jacobs versus Berlanga is a tough fight, but Jacobs would be moving up from 54 and 60, and he's even fought at 68. His last fight was John Ryder in a split decision loss. He hasn't fought since February of 2022, so he's already been out of the ring, coming up on 1 year in a couple of, actually, it's been a year. It was February 12th. So if you're Berlanga and you're his trainer, that might make sense for you. Rosado would have been the perfect name, but he's moved up to face Gilberto Ramirez at 175 pounds. But it looks like we got RDS SD camp. What's going on? All right, give me 1 second to make sure that we got you connected. All right, RD, can you unmute? On Twitter, you got to unmute your mic. RD, just unmute the mic, baby. Hello, hello. All right, RD, we're going to keep it moving, champ. Looks like you are not communicating. We got New York Mentality. What's up? On Twitter. New York Mentality, you got to unmute.
How y'all doing?
We're doing well. How are you?
All right, all right.
Talk to us, champ. We can hear you. You just got to go ahead and let us know what's on your mind.
Yeah, so I can't remember the heavyweight boxer name. He's an American boxer. He's undefeated right now. I only caught one of his fight, but he's knocking everybody out.
Jared
Do you know what I'm
Anderson?
talking about?
Jared Anderson?
Yeah, man. I only seen one fight of him, but that's the closest punching power I've seen to Tyson in a long time. What do you guys think of that kid?
I don't know about closest to Mike Tyson punching power, but I do love his athleticism, his work ethic. I haven't ever seen a heavyweight train like him, but I've also only been around Fury a limited amount of times. But yeah, I love Jared.
And is he like ranked? Is he like one of the top like say title contenders right now, or he's just still young right now?
Nah, he's actually put himself in position over the last year. He's about number 9 or 10 in 2 sanctioning bodies right now, so he's on his way.
Nice, nice. That's the question I really wanted to come in and ask. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for calling in. Jared Anderson is number 10 in the WBC, and he's moved up from 15. When we were at the convention, he was ranked 15 in the WBC. Now he's number 10, and in the WBO, he is number 9 in the. That is all the ones he's ranked in, is from what I see. No IBF, no WBA. We got RD one more time. What up? RD, you have to unmute your mic.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo están?
¿Cómo está?
¿Todo bien, chicos? ¿De qué están hablando? Vi que un espacio de Berlanga con
Estamos
su firma con
hablando,
Marron.
estamos hablando de Berlanga firmando con Matchroom 3 peleas, o sea, no 3, pero how you say multi? Varias peleas.
¿Es verdad eso de que bueno, le prometieron una pelea con Canelo?
Eso es lo que le está ofreciendo Eddie, sí, supuestamente, pero hay que ver si va a llegar a ese nivel.
No lo está, ni siquiera el longevo Golovkin.
Esa pelea me gustaría. Sería nada más la segunda vez que Golovkin pelea a la 168. Entonces, tú sabes, la juventud de Berlanga tal vez lo ayudaría a ganar esa pelea, creo yo. Golovkin también está.
¿Contra quién? ¿Contra quién?
Berlanga Golovkin.
Nah.
Bueno.
Entonces, ¿usted qué le gustaría ver?
No, yo pienso que me gustaría por ahí que le pongan un Danny Jacob, ya que no tiene tanto nivel.
Sería buena pelea, obviamente, allí en Nueva York.
Es alguien que tiene buen nivel, aunque perdió con un Ryder. Y pienso que es un ex campeón, entonces es un paso grande para él.
No, yo estoy de acuerdo, especialmente, obviamente, estando con Eddie Hearn. Si de veras quiere la pelea con Canelo, sería alguien que lo ayudaría. Obviamente ha peleado con Canelo y arriba de eso, Canelo va a pelear con el que le acaba de ganar a Danny Jacobs, a John Ryder.
Yep. Now, we talked about Jacobs. The issue with Jacobs is going to be
same manager.
Same manager. You know, are they willing? Jacobs hasn't fought since the Ryder fight. So for Berlanga and his father and his team, that may be a good thing, because it's like he's out the ring an entire year. Let's jump on him. But
bro,
what up?
Yo, you know how like you a good friend, so like you see some shit you like, damn, Danny might like this, so you try to put me onto it. I started watching this fire movie yesterday, and it wasn't a recommendation you gave me. It was but I took the recommendation you gave me of, yo, if you like an actor, I love Gerard Butler.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't even remember the name of the movie at this point, but he was a pilot. So maybe it was called Plane.
That was a good movie.
Bro, I fell asleep after like 30 minutes. Well, like I caught myself, so I turned off the TV and I was in the living room, went to bed. But that was dope. That was. I want to know what happened with that prisoner, but I'm glad I took that advice. I'm like, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, I know how I really felt. And then I'm like, nah, I fuck with Gerard though. Let me see what's
Truth
to
be
it.
told, he only made a couple whack movies, like, and they not really considered whack. Like, he had like a babysitter movie, which all these action stars end up doing one of those
The Rock
babysitter
had the
movies.
pacifier.
Yeah. And then he had one of those
and
real
he had
lovey-dovey movies, like where he was in Ireland and he fell in love and shit. But usually, he's a home run hitter.
Yeah, law-abiding citizens.
Rocking. That was with Jamie.
Yup, that's a hit.
Yeah. And I think he got one called Gamer too, right? Where like he's a Call of Duty type of dude, but it's really a kid controlling him.
I ain't seen that one. Yeah.
Nah, he's got some shit. He got some shit for sure. It looks like we got Ohio in the building. Let me pull up my sheet.
Yo, I know this doesn't make sense because I feel like he's PBC maybe.
Who?
Not maybe. Yeah, he got to be. Scottigy, right? He's PBC, right?
I mean, I don't think so. I think is he not with Hector, Alma's promoter, and Hannah Gabriel's? And if he's not, then maybe he's with Samson.
Let me
see if he's registered.
Let me see, champ.
I wish they made that mandatory, bruv. But they don't. Looks like we got Benitez boxing in Boston. What's up?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
I was just thinking, the Spanish dude that called was talking about like Danny Jacobs with Berlanga. I actually think that would be the main event. I can already see like the build up because didn't they do like a Battle of Brooklyn with him and Peter Quillen back in the day?
They did.
Yo, they might be on some shit like I'm the new king of Brooklyn, and then Danny might be trying to defend it. I know Paulie and Zap Judah did the same thing, man, and they might be able to fill out, something in New York. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Danny did do. I mean, Paulie and Zap did do that.
Yo, that might be it. I mean, that's one that could be in the 3-fight deal.
I like that one. I like New York Bullet. I like Berlanga Chavez, but I don't know that Chavez Jr. could get down to 6'8".
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, he definitely got the options now. I mean, because that weight division in the zone. I mean, they got some people there for him. I think ESPN Top Rank didn't have that. You know what I'm saying, over there. So probably best that he probably wanted to like. He said that they wasn't giving him the level of competition he wanted, but maybe he wanted people on the other side of whatever street, and Top Rank's like probably like nah. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why he was like, yo, I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
I heard he wanted Rosado, and they couldn't even make that happen.
Where's Rosado? He's with the Zone?
He's with the Zone and Golden Boy. But when he was with Top Rank, they was trying to get Rosado, or he wanted Rosado, but they couldn't make it happen.
Damn. I don't know, man. I like the Danny Jacobs idea. And then maybe, like, you know how they be having like the eye test or like similar opponents. What if he fight like Beck the Bully or something like that, and then throw Rosado after.
I like the Beck the Bully fight too, man. Yeah. I watched Beck's last fight. My man looks hella like he could be beat. He don't go to the head. Yeah. You only got to worry about him going to the body. He barely goes to the head.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I just want to see the fights, man, because I've been seeing too many headlines that like Tio in talks with
Josh Taylor.
What's this dude's name? Josh Taylor. May happen and this, and I'm like, yo, listen, man, I'm tired of this May shit. Like, just make the damn fights, man, because like somebody was sending me the poster when Ryan and Tank agreed like 3 months ago, and then they're like, yo, it's happening, and I'm like, yo, but the flight don't even have a fucking date, and they're like, no, it's sometime in 2023, and I'm like, yeah, sometime. I'm like, yo, there's 52 weekends in 2023, bro, and now they're saying that, you know what I mean? There's still bullshit going on with the negotiations. So it's like I just want to see the fights, man, because I ordered that last tank shit, and I was in my house by myself. $75, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even have nobody to throw down on it, but it's like, times are tough right now, man. I don't want to have to be like, doing the links on the phone and shit, fire sticking that shit. So, but yeah, man, that's my call, man. You guys have a great day, man. I'm listening.
All right, champ. Well, thanks for calling in.
Peace. No doubt.
Looks like we're being joined by the trainer, Rick Ramos. What up, Rick?
Yo, good morning. Good morning. How are you guys?
Good
We're
morning,
good.
man. How you feeling?
Good. Just took a nap after the workout and we had breakfast. And now I'm just getting up again. What's going on, guys?
Man, we wanted to get you on the show after the purse bid, I guess information was released, and Ivana Hasbin didn't seem to be too happy. She expected Matchroom to bid a little more, where we were a little bit, I guess, confused because she won the purse bid, so she should be happy. But she felt like
Right.
Matchroom should have stepped up for their undisputed champion. So obviously we wanted to get you on as the trainer manager. How did you feel about the what's being considered low purse bid that Matchroom put in?
I kind of expected it. I expected a low purse bid, but I didn't expect, the bid as to be as low as it was. 91 grand. It was a little discouraging. I had talked to Eddie about it and just told him how I felt. I felt slightly, disrespected maybe, but he reassured me that it wasn't, necessarily a Jessica thing. It was more of like they wanted too much money and he didn't, they meaning Ivana and her people wanted too much money and he didn't feel like, she was network value, so he didn't want to pay it. Um, and there was confusion there, and he gave me a number. He thought she was worth under 50 grand, and I kind of figured it would be right around her end would be 50, 60, 70 grand, and our end would be probably like double. But the numbers played out the way they were. Her people won it. 201 was the winning bid, and hopefully we can get this fight on. But it did rub me the wrong way a little bit. But Eddie called me. We talked about it, and he kind of he gave his point of view, and he's the one with the big pockets. So there's really not much I can say.
So, Rick, I mean, if the numbers you gave, right, obviously it kind of worked out that way. You guys will be getting 65% as a champ, no?
Yeah, I think it was 70%, 70, 30, and 10% goes, or 10,000 goes to the winner on top of it. So 70% of 191,000 goes
Yeah.
to
So
us, and she gets the balance. Yeah,
Okay.
so do
yeah,
you
it
think
wasn't
that
horrible.
this is happening strictly due to Jessica not getting the win over Cameron? Do you believe things would have been different had she gotten the win? Would Eddie opened up the war chest, or do you think it still would have been the same situation? You still because you guys are also a free agent, right?
Yeah, and to be honest, it might not have played out the way that it did. If we would have won, we would have probably stayed at 140 and vacated the 147 belts. So we wouldn't have had that issue at all. Chantel would have probably had the issue because if Chantel lost that fight at 140, I'm sure she would have went up to 147. We would have vacated those belts, and she would have had to fight Ivana for them. So, it's always easier and better if you win, right? So I think it was a little more difficult, and maybe we were less appealing to Eddie because of the loss. But we took the risk, and we are free agents, and it didn't work out 100% our way, but it didn't work out 100% not our way either. So I kind of figured they would come in low for an Ivana fight. So the numbers that we're going to get for this fight is probably a little bit more than I thought we would get because he had warned me like, hey, this Ivana girl is not that well known. Hopefully he can work with us on the price. So, and I agreed. We understood. So it wasn't like fighting Chantel. It wasn't like fighting a bigger name fighter. So we understood and we were willing to work with our promoter to make the fight happen.
Now, whatever happened with the talks of the rematch with Chantel at 147, or was that just talk and did nothing ever, uh, obviously nothing fully develop, but, how serious were those talks?
The talks were they weren't that strong after the fight. I think because of the performance wasn't what we thought. We meaning Jess and I wasn't at the level that we thought was going to happen. So I think it was like Eddie was kind of like, hey, a rematch doesn't really seem like the route they want to go, and I asked for maybe a tune-up fight in between, and just kind of regroup and then revisit the rematch. But we kind of, with the mandatories in place, we kind of lost the opportunity for the tune-up, and Eddie was kind of thinking that we should hold off on the rematch. I kind of agreed. So kind of just it wasn't there for everyone. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a rematch is like the demands there and everything just seemed to work out, but this time it kind of went the other way. So doesn't necessarily mean we won't get it, but I think like maybe after a fight like this, if we win in spectacular fashion, we'd have we'd be willing to talk about a rematch at 147 or 144 or catchweight, something like that.
So, Rick, where do you think this ends up happening since they won the purse bid? Is there an idea of what network will air it?
Honestly, a network? No, I would say no. Location, I guess I'd have to say Croatia, I would think, but as far as network, I don't know. Like, I don't know that much about Ivana's, manager, so I don't know what kind of relationships he has. But I would have to say like a fight TV kind of thing, a pay-per-view type thing. And I'm assuming they would want to bring it back to Croatia. That's kind of the reason why you go for a purse bid, I would assume, right? So I don't know. I haven't heard from anyone yet on their end, so I'm just kind of waiting to hear. So until they give me a ring, like we don't really know what's happening yet.
Is there a timeline for this fight? Like they won the purse bid. Do they have a certain amount of time before they have to notify you of dates, venues, and things of that nature?
Well, the fight has to take place within 90 days. So I think probably the purse bid was what, like a week and a half ago. I was gonna give him till this week, and then we got to start calling by Monday. So I'm just gonna give him till Monday, see if I hear anything, and after that, like I have to go chase this thing down because I'm not 100% sure that they thought that it was gonna work out this way. He might not have the funds to cover it. I don't know the guy, like I said. So if he was to, let it go, then I don't know if we'd have to go to re-purse bid. I don't even know. I'm not sure exactly what would happen at that point.
I think
Or
if he defaults, he loses his down payment, then it goes to the next person, which would be Eddie. That's kind of what happened with Tio, remember?
With Tio and George Cambosos, yeah.
Did you freeze? Oh, shit.
Damn, we lost him.
You there? Okay. He's totally frozen.
All right.
He might have got a call. And there he goes.
Yeah, I was going to say, see if we could get him back.
Rick? Looks like he's got bad service. Rick?
Damn. I wanted to ask him about Creed.
No, Rick. Rick!
New York Bullet, what up, champ? I'll see you.
I don't see you in the green room. So we'll be waiting for Rick to join us and keep the interview going. So he believes that it may not happen all together, bro. And Croatia.
Well,
I was going to ask, like...
He ain't say that.
What?
He ain't say that he don't think it's going to happen.
No, he did. He said it may not. He said, I don't know this guy. He may not have the funds. That's enough insinuation right there, don't you think?
I mean, he ain't even talking.
He also said, I don't think he thought it would go this way.
Yeah.
Meaning what we all think, that just
Eddie,
what Ivana thought, that that Matchroom would win.
For sure.
And that, the more capable
Yeah, but it's like
people would put on the fight.
realistically speaking, he came in at a number that's what the A side was, thinking. That's what he said. He's like, cool, we get about she get 50-60, we get about double, whatever. So it's like, why bid that high if you didn't? You know what I'm
Something
saying?
wrong with his internet. He dropped off again.
Damn.
Don't know why. Why? But in the meantime, in between time, we got Muzzle House. Uh-oh. Muzzle, hold up. Let me see if this is going to work. Rick, you got us?
Yo, sorry about that.
No worries. What's up?
Nothing, just back,
So where did we
there's
last
so much talk,
leave
it's
off?
crazy. What's that?
I said, where did we last leave off?
The last thing I heard was that I hear from their people and where do I think the fight's gonna land. I don't know if you caught any of it.
Yeah, you were saying Croatia is what you thought, but you also mentioned that you weren't sure if it happens because you feel like they probably were not expecting this outcome themselves.
Yeah, I don't know if he tried to walk the bid up. Like I said, I don't know her manager at all. Like we had text conversations in the past. He seemed like a straight up guy. Like so, can't imagine that he would do all that and willing to risk his bid or at least the down payment on it. So I just don't know how much funds he has access to. But hopefully the fight goes through. Hopefully we get the win and we can move on. But I haven't heard anything from anyone yet, so I'm just kind of waiting.
Rick, why do you think she's not desirable to Matchroom or even yourself when you speak of her? I mean, she only lost to Cecilia Barraquez, who was a common opponent with Jessica. Then she lost to Clarissa Shields, which is a common opponent with Jessica that Jessica wants to fight or that you have mentioned throughout, the last few years. So why do you think she's not marketable?
I don't necessarily think that that's my opinion. I asked for that fight in December. I think I had texted Eddie like December 6th. I said, hey, I think an Ivana fight at 147 is a good fight for us. I think Eddie had also commented on Twitter because she had called us out a little bit. And Eddie said, yeah, that's a good fight. So I was kind of confused too. It's not necessarily like me or like necessarily what I believe. I think it was a great fight for us. I think it's a great fight to see, if if we still belong on this level, and I think she'll definitely come with it. She'll definitely come to win. And, it's not 100% guaranteed fight. So I think it's a perfect fight for us right now. As far as marketability, I don't know her background. She has, I think she's a former world champion, I believe. She's fought Cecilia Brakehouse. She's fought Clarissa. She's got the resume. So I like the fight. I think it's a perfect fight. But for whatever reason, I felt like Matchroom kind of shut it down. I don't know. Maybe because we were out of our contract and maybe because they don't have a contract with her. So they were just kind of like, we're not going to deal with, two fighters without contracts. I don't know. I kind of was thinking the same. I don't necessarily
been
agree.
seeing this a little bit. We just see Michaela Mayer take to her social media and say that Alicia Baumgartner is now all of a sudden interested in the rematch with Michaela because Matchroom, doesn't have the money for the rematch. Plus, she's seen her purse for her last fight. And, on her undisputed night, the people were only asking about her. Do you think that we're losing a little bit of the money that women's boxing was getting a year or two ago? Is it going backwards now?
That is like the $1 million question. I just think that Eddie, he was the one paying everyone 90%, 95% of, female boxing came from Eddie. And I just think Eddie's just trying to take take a step back and not have to be the one who covers, both ends. I think it's going to happen. And, obviously that was kind of confusing to me too, because it looked like Alicia was going to go a different direction. And then they did bring up Michaela Mayer, so I was a little confused by that too. But maybe Eddie doesn't want to be the one fronting the bill all the time. I could see that. But if that is the case, and if if we're gonna start going to purse bids and we're gonna start seeing if the other promoters will pay it, that's the female boxers are gonna take a huge pay cut because I don't think other promotional companies are paying at the level that Eddie's paying at. So it could it could make things a little sloppy, and it could make things people could get angry, and it could get ugly. So we'll see. I don't know.
So I did see that you put your pound for pound list, but you left off Franchon Cruz, who's undisputed, and you left
No,
other women.
she's on. She was on there. She was number.
Really?
Yeah, she was on there. I think I had her 8. And she's on there. I would never leave out French. I don't think I put her last name, and I think some people got confused. I think I had her number 8.
I'm gonna have to double check, Rick. I'm pretty
double
sure
check it.
because I tweeted like, "Yo, you ain't got her on here."
7. He got
No,
a
she's
7.
on.
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here. I got it.
Yeah, no, I had her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
7.
I don't think I put her. Is that her maiden name or her last? Her husband's name?
Yeah. You put Cruz, not Cruz, with an EWZ, but it's
Oh,
all good.
gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't even
my
see the
bad.
Franchon. Oh shit.
Yeah, I had her on there. I knew French Sean a long time. She's got my respect. She's a good person. I had to keep her. A lot of people keep her off the list. I don't know why. I've always liked French Sean Cruz, and I feel like anyone who's undisputed should be on that list. For sure.
For sure. Because that's how I feel. I feel like if you undisputed, you got to get on the list. Like, what makes
Oh,
you
no
pound
doubt.
for pound if not collecting every single belt?
For sure. I saw your girl, Denisha Green.
I fucking told you, Rick, 2 years ago. I told you, Rick, that could have been yours. That could have been
100%.
yours.
You did tell me.
I told y'all, man. Yo, Salida right now probably wakes up with a headache every day, and so does Lou fucking DeBella. Lou DeBella made me send him video and everything. Like, put together a video. It's like, bro, I did so much to put her on, and they didn't pay attention, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Jake, you were the
Jake, out
first
of all
person.
people, is the one that was like, yo, I see it. That's.
Yeah, you were the first one that put me onto her, and I was kind of looking at her, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, this girl could fight. And then she fought. That girl that she fought was tough. I wasn't 100% sure.
Bro, that was a unified former champ. She was unified. And she
I wasn't
was
100% sure she
girl.
was gonna get through that. Yeah.
Yo, and
looked
see,
sharp.
Rick, you watch, like, you are one of the few people that actually knows women's boxing, right? So I'd seen her last fight against oh man, the 35 pounder that gave Katie hell. I can't.
The one, the last, the debut on the Jake Paul card in Phoenix.
No. You thinking of
You're talking about Delphine?
Yeah, Delphine.
Oh, you mean you watched Delphine versus Sedarus?
Yeah, it was versus Federer.
That's why you think the Sedarus is tough because you watced Delphine, right?
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yep. And that was a close fight.
Sure.
That was in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That was a close fight.
For sure.
So.
But yeah, man, shout out to how do I say her name?
Shadasia Green.
Shadasia Green. She's a beast. Yeah, I was ringside for that fight, and yo, she's got the skills, man. She's tough. She's got the skills. She's sharp. She's mean. So I'm excited to see her. Hopefully it works out with her.
Me too. I'm on it too, Shadasia. I actually spoke to Ann Wolf. Sent her your fight. We gonna get that right, but I want in there. If Ann starts training you, I want in there. Yeah, man. But imagine Ann comes out in her corner, it's over. Like from a marketing standpoint, it's over.
Wait. So she got the spot, or she got the mandatory spot to fight Franchon?
Yeah, but Franchon got a voluntary, so she gets to fight Hannah Gabriels.
Oh, okay. I mean, Hannah Gabriel's tough. Either one of those two girls are tough for Green, but
no, Hannah gave Clarissa the toughest fight. She
dropped her
for sure.
Didn't she drop her? Yeah, she dropped her in
her.
like the first. Yeah, I remember that.
Look how he looks at me.
Nah, see, you reminded me, bro. You reminded me.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and then Hannah moved up to heavyweight and became heavyweight champ. I wanted Franchon to fight Hannah for the heavyweight belt as a voluntary because now you a two-time. To defend your belts, do what Canelo did. Go get her belt.
Hey, wait. So, is Franchon with Matchroom officially or no?
I am not sure.
Yeah, that was kind of gray area. I was kind of confused by that too. I didn't. Last time I saw her fight, she was on the Katie undercard, I believe, right? That's when she went
Yeah.
undisputed. Yeah,
Yes.
and she hasn't fought. Yeah, she hasn't fought since, so it was kind of confusing. So I don't know if she's a match him or not. But
Yeah, I
Rick,
mean this
that,
fight with her and Hannah Gabriels has been talked about since the convention last year, and that was what, October, November,
November.
and still there's been no mention of a network. So I don't know if
mm,
Matchroom wants it or not. But Hannah and Franchon both agreed. I spoke to Hannah's promoter, and they're just
mhm.
waiting on a venue. It was allegedly gonna be April 8th. Do you think there's still time for that? February, March, April, I guess, right? We could still do it April 8th, you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, for sure. Those girls are always in the gym. You know what I mean? Those girls are always in the gym. Maybe they're not 100% today, but they're always in the gym. Those girls are always 60, 70% ready. So yeah, it's still time. I like to see that because that has to be a TV fight.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they get blessed and it's on a big stage, but we'll see.
Rick, I wanted to ask you. Obviously, you were there. Jess was on the call February 4th, so you were in New York ringside. I
Yeah.
thought it was a phenomenal. I know it wasn't an all women's card, but I thought it was a phenomenal job that they did with the
hmm
women on the card. Um, just want your thoughts. Obviously, the big talk is May 20th, the rematch. Eddie has reached out and seek the help of Conor McGregor. Um,
Crazy.
how big of a rematch do you think that is?
Man, I was
Based,
at both those.
especially like off the performance, a lot of people thought Serrano was in a tough one, and they think Katie
Mhm.
wins easily in a rematch. What are your thoughts?
Ah, man, Serrano is, man, she's tough. I feel like Serrano fights everyone different, so she's never kind of like the same fighter. So she's a puncher, she's strong, and she's always dangerous. But the first fight was electrifying. Like the whole building was shaking. You know what I
She's
mean? I was
slipping, Rick.
ringside.
You know she's
What's that?
slipping. You don't think she's
Oh,
slipping?
definitely a little bit, but I also feel like she kind of wanted to sit in there and trade with her, and maybe they thought they were going to get rid of her sooner.
But she
But I
was
think
fighting
Erica
a
Cruz.
girl like. I mean, yo, I know people loving this Cruz girl, and they even saying that she's Isaac Cruz's auntie.
Yeah.
But
Is that
but
for
No,
you're
real?
like
but you're a
she is in
trainer.
real life though.
You're a trainer before you're a manager. Like, tell
For
me
sure.
you not looking at this girl punch like this and you're laughing. Like a girl with skills gonna sit back in the pocket, maybe lean on the back foot, fucking uppercut this girl. It was literally head down. I mean the definition, and now I'm gonna sound sexist, but that's the definition of fighting like a fucking girl. Your head down and just go swimming. That shit was
Yeah,
garbage, man. I don't
I
know.
def I definitely felt like she made it a little bit harder than she thought, than she had to have.
Oh
You know, she
yeah.
had posted something. You know, she had posted something on her Twitter saying, "I want a bloody war," like going into that fight. So maybe she wasn't 100% healthy. I don't know, but I mean, she didn't look the best. It was very exciting to be on ringside, so I definitely think the fans benefited from it. But in a rematch, I would have to go with Katie pulling it through. But you know, she could punch, so you never know. She's always in the fight, Serrano. So, man, it's going to be exciting. You know, it's going to be awesome, and to do it in Ireland, those fans are going to be out of control, and it's just going to do great things for the sport.
Now, you guys crossed the pond when you guys fought Katie. That wasn't in Ireland. And obviously she's at a different point in her career now, as well.
hmm
Katie is, but they're talking Croke Park. That's 80,000. Can
Crazy.
can you see that coming to fruition?
What do you mean, Jessica fighting there?
No, I'm just saying, like, do you think that fight
Oh,
is
all
big
of this?
enough? Do you think that fight is big enough for an 80,000 person stadium?
Oh man.
Granted, she is from Ireland.
I mean, with
Yeah,
the
I mean, I
McGregor
think
connection now, him helping out, I'm sure he'll be in the building. I don't think it'll be an
I
issue.
mean, he was in the building when Mick Conlon fought, and that was at the Hulu
Yeah, but
Theater.
you can't compare Mick to Katie.
I'm just saying,
right,
you can't say
and
that
I
because
think
Connor's gonna be there that now it's gonna do 80K.
I mean,
right. I think I will say this. I will say if Katie fought in Ireland before, it might not be as big, but because this is the first time she's going to be able to fight here, and it's gonna they're going to put mega money into the promotion. I'm pretty sure they'll hit the target. You know, Eddie Hearn's like their Matchroom is the best at doing it, and Katie is their front runner, so they're going to spend big money on the promotion. And I hope it's amazing. I hope it sells out. And I talked to the Zone this week, and I tried to get Jessica on to do the commentating. So We'll see what happens, but we
Damn,
definitely want to be in the building.
Here I am waiting my opportunity to not get Jessica on the commentating, but I mean, I know it's been a long time, so I'm asking more than saying. Can she make 35? Would she be willing to fight Bumgarner? Because as the female to give Katie a tough shot, now Bumgarner's starting to call out a potential Katie or Amanda Serrano shot. I don't think she'll get either one. Both of those young ladies are at the back end of their career where they're looking for the bigger money fight. I don't think they'll take on a young Bumgarner. Is that something Jessica would do? Can she go back down to 35 for an undisputed shot?
I mean, could she go back to 35? Probably. I don't think it's the safest thing to do as far as like to lose and try to squeeze down. Obviously Alicia's younger, stronger. So I would probably go no lower. I don't want to go lower than 140. But again, obviously Jessica would make the final call. But, as her manager and coach, I would suggest we stay at 40, the lowest. But
even if that opportunity was offered to be the co-main of Katie Serrano out there in Croke Park,
man, I wish you were the promoter because if there was an offer, we'd have to explore it. I could say anything now, but like if someone called me and it was for real, I mean, we'd have to explore it, right? I mean, you'd have to be on that card.
I mean, it sounds like a good build-up, right? Like Jessica's a common opponent. Alicia's the new girl, right? So like she can't get to the top, but maybe with this common opponent she can.
But if they was on that card, they'd be fighting for nothing.
Who?
Alicia and Jessica.
Isn't Alicia undisputed?
At 30.
Oh, not 35.
No, she was talking about going up to 35 for those fights.
Yeah,
even a Baumgartner. Yeah, even a Baumgartner, Chantel Cameron at 140 is kind of appealing. If you assume that Katie wins that fight, which I think she probably will win a close decision again, you could set up a Katie Baumgartner, but I don't know, like you said, it's good for Baumgartner. It's not. No one wants to fight the young one.
I don't think Serrano or Katie give Baumgartner a shot. Like it's just not needed.
Yeah.
Baumgartner. If Katie beats Serrano, she could. There's so many other women that she could fight that are not as dangerous as the puncher. So
here, let me ask you guys this: like, if Alicia fights Michaela Mayer, do you feel like Baumgartner's taking a step back?
No, I think I think that everybody in boxing, whether male or female, needs a nemesis, and Michaela's given Alicia that. That's like Savannah was for Clarissa. That's why that fight was so big, and now Amanda is for Katie. You need a nemesis, and I think that Michaela has become that. She knows how to be a good villain.
Yeah, she needs a huge win. I don't know who. Maybe Christina Leonardo too would. I mean, if she stopped her or did something spectacular, I think.
Well, she says she's announcing something this week. You got any clues on what it can be?
I mean, they were talking about Christina Leonardo too, or it has to be somebody like exciting, right? Like, I don't know who. Maybe Pursoon. I don't know. Delphine Pursoon, maybe. I don't know. I'd say Christina.
She's moving
or
up.
Delphine.
She's moving up because
40?
she
35.
She was posting how she
35?
feels so much better at that weight.
Wait, 35 or 40?
No, 35. Because she was just at 30, so she's moving up to 35.
Maybe.
I mean, she fights at 35.
I mean, that's what
I
she
don't know
said.
who you fight.
She's tall.
Who do you fight at 35?
I mean, if she wants a Alicia rematch, there's no, then you don't go to 40. You stay at 35.
I know, but Alicia's on a whole nother side of the street. We don't know what Top Rank has prepared for her.
But she needs to fight. If Michaela Mayer can find someone super exciting that fits her style, I can't think of someone off the top of my head. But there's names out there. I don't know. Delphine Pursoon or Christina Leonardo too. Those two are big fights. I think those two would be great fights for her.
Man, someone in the chat is saying that Leonardo too would destroy Mayer. What you think about that? Is that tough of a fight?
Well, Leonardo too. She's a big puncher. She's aggressive. If Michaela Mayer doesn't get her off of her, she could have a long night. But she didn't do well, and maybe she hesitated a little bit with Alicia Baumgartner. So maybe, she definitely. I don't think she could run it against Christina. But if you're gonna fight Christina, now's the time because she just had a baby. Well, not just, but like 2 years ago, she's turning around. She has been out of the sport for a minute, so you don't want her to start getting a rhythm, Christina. So if you're gonna fight her, I'd fight her right now and don't wait. You know what I mean? But I
So
don't know.
Rick,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was
No,
just
that was
gonna
it.
ask if
That's all.
there's any new news or traction with Summer Lynn.
I think, here in Chicago, Summer's, taking a break. She took the fireman test. So she's kind of waiting for her results and kind of, for her, she was always in a weird position. She was always kind of in the shadow of Jess, and she kind of never got as soon as she got on and started catching on, I felt like Eddie didn't sign too many more Americans. So she just kind of missed the bus on that. So now I think she's taking a break and focusing on her personal life and see what the future holds. She had a potential fight against Sandy Ryan, and she also had a potential fight against Terry Harper. And, she was out of the gym for a minute and trying to get her personal things in order. And, like I said, she took the fireman test where she's waiting for the results of that. And I'm not sure if she's going to return right away. She does have, youth on her side. She's only 21, so she might hang out for a year and then come back. But, unfortunately, she's taking some time off at the moment.
What did you think of Sky Nicholson's?
Hold on. I just gotta ask because, I've seen a lot of Summer, so I think very highly of her. And how did that make you feel, Rick? Because I feel like
you invested a lot in her.
Not just that, but I feel like
man.
that's something that you were against. If I think I know you a little bit, I feel like that's something that you were against.
What do you mean exactly, Danny?
Taking a break and walk. I don't want to say walking away, but taking a break. Just because I know, you keep your fighters in the gym, so I just wanted your thoughts.
Man, like Summer and I have been together for about 10 and a half years. So do I think she needed a little break? Sure. I think she took off at the wrong time. She was in some sanctioning bodies. She was number 2, maybe a fight away from a mandatory. So like to do it now is kind of bad timing. But as you know, in the city of Chicago, those fireman tests and those police tests, they don't come around every year. So you kind of got to jump on it when you can jump on it. But I mean, I feel a little like, man, I think, to have Jessica as a world champion is one thing. I didn't start her off from day one, but I started Summer off as an 11-year-old kid in my gym. So to have someone, had to have a world champion from scratch means the world to me. To me, that makes me a real world-class coach, to teach someone from ground zero. So, I mean, it does, it's kind of hurtful, but, it is what it is. And she's got to take care of herself first and her family. And hopefully, she comes back soon and we can do business and the story ends good. But, until then, we'll see what happens. Hopefully she gets excited. Maybe she'll see the Katie versus Serrano fight and get excited again. I don't know. But, that's all I can say. I hope she comes back, and I hope we win a world title together.
Are you staying in touch with her? Because these are the times that promoters will send offers. It's like, yeah, she's been out the ring a year. She's 7-0. We can get her now. We'll catch her slipping. And they use that name.
Oh, Ness, like, it's just like, how do I say this? Like trying to tell a 21-year-old kid, hey, the offer is coming. You know what I mean? I've been telling her that for like the last year and a half, 2 years, like some big, offers coming. I tried to tie her into a contract with Jessica's contract. We tried everything we could. And, Eddie wasn't just going that route at the time. So yeah, I mean, people mention her, people say, hey, is she in the gym? I don't think she's like completely out. I think if I could put together a 2 or 3 fight deal, I think she comes back. But I think, she's helping her family, like I said, and trying to build her money and take some time off. And, Ness, talking to a 21-year-old us is a little bit more difficult, if you think about it. But I don't know. I wish I knew what to say to you guys. But like I said, I hope it all works out. And I hope she comes back. And I hope we can win a world title together. That's all I can say,
Rick, would you only manage fighters that you can train? Because I've talked to other managers that are trainers, and they're like, I'm not gonna invest in a fighter if I can't watch that fighter in the gym and make sure that
Yeah,
my money.
you know what? That is probably the best. No offense, Danny, but Ness, that was probably one of the best questions anyone's asked because honestly, I was trying to do both, right? Like, but you're right. Like they don't, Danny, you know how I train like 7 days a week. You know, even if it's a little bit, give me a little bit today. Even if you're tired, give me, come run 2 miles and go home. Give me something. But to not have a fighter with the same mentality as myself, um, is difficult. I try to manage fighters who I don't control in the gym, and it's hard. It's hard. I'd have to have a good relationship with the coach, and it's just hard. It's hard, and it's like you guys backing somebody on a podcast. You guys have your way, you have your rhythm, you have your everything, and someone comes in and tries to challenge you on it, and you're like, guys, we know this works. And they just don't want to listen, and they think they know, and it's kind of like, and it's just never 100% clicks. That's what it's kind of like when you don't train a fighter, but you manage them. It's a little bit more stressful, and sometimes their coaches, are covering for them. Oh no, he was in the gym today when he wasn't in the gym for 2 to 3 days. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, it's tough to manage a fighter I don't train. So going forward, I think I would like to train everyone I manage for sure.
The reason I ask is because I think I found another little gem. She's
Ooh, tell
just
me.
she's just small, but
Uh-huh.
I guess she could get a fight with Sinisa, right? Sinisa's 105.
She's like 112.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
might have to. I mean, she's fought as high as 113, 108, 109. She's jumping around to get fights, but I'm in the gym with her. This girl
Mhm.
is no joke. Like, I can't wait for her to get on the betting line so I can make that money because they're not gonna know. Obviously, this little clip might ruin things, but she's nice. She is
Yeah.
very vicious for that weight class. I'm gonna send you her info because I don't
Okay.
I don't want to say it out loud in case she gets
Okay.
on that betting line. But yeah, I don't know if you can work something out
I
because
definitely gotta
of your
look because I'm not.
connections. Because
Yeah, I've definitely
he's
gotta look
moving her.
because.
The person I know is
Uh,
moving her, but not in the direction of television. He's just getting other fights.
yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's the other thing too, and I want to touch on that real quick because there's some fighters who are not signed. Like perfect example, Tierra Brown. She's
yes,
we flew her out. Yeah, she's
she's the
tough. She's
cop
good.
from
She's
like the
skilled.
DMV area, but she lives in Florida, right?
Yeah, exactly. She's tough. She's good, and a lot of these fighters, and I say this respectfully, are like getting fights in Tijuana or Colombia or wherever they get these fights at, and that's not always a good thing. You know what I mean? It's like I understand staying busy or whatever, but try to fight in the states. Try to get the competition up a little bit. But I like to see Tierra Brown come out. Come out of this with a deal. I don't know if she's going to, but she's one of the people that everybody snoozed on, and including myself too. So I think there was a moment where I had an opportunity to sign her, and I think that moment's passed. But she's a tough girl, and she deserves a title shot. She's got skills, and I think she can upset a lot of people. She's a tough girl, and I wanted to
She
see her
does
get an
have one
opportunity.
loss, right?
No, she's I think 13-0 now.
Really?
12-0, 13-0. Yeah, she's never lost. I mean, granted, her last probably 5 or 6 fights were, probably not what you and I would consider like
Yeah,
average. It was probably below average.
14-0.
Yeah, 14-0. So,
She used to
yeah, I
train with
mean,
Calvin, right?
yeah, I think, yeah, she did train with them. I don't know if she's still with those guys. I don't know what she's doing now, but she's down in Florida. She's living there. She's a police
Yeah,
officer there now.
I
So,
actually bumped into her in Fort Myers area. She was training
hmm
out there, or if not, Tampa City boxing. Man, she got 10 knockouts. That's crazy.
yeah, I'm telling you, she's talented. We flew her out here. She was by me for like a week, and we put her in there with some young amateur dudes. Man, she beat up some guys in Chicago. I won't say names, but she beat up some guys. She did really well. So I'd like to see her get an opportunity. But Yeah, for whatever reason, Eddie's not signing Americans, so it's we
But he
need an
just signed
American promoter.
Berlanga.
He did just sign Berlanga, man. What do you think he's gonna do with Berlanga? Because there
Uh,
goes an American, but he's got that Puerto Rican descent, and he's definitely got New York City on smash. He claims to have sold over $500,000 worth of tickets in the small Hulu theater twice.
Yeah, I mean he's man, New Yorker, like to be a New Yorker fight, a New York fighter, those I mean those people come out. So it's kind of like its own little boxing country, right? Like if you're from New York, you I mean those guys do well. I mean, I don't think he can go wrong. All those big fights, I don't think Eddie's coming too much into the States. I think all those big fights are going to be in the Garden or Hulu or whatever. So he's kind of like the perfect sign right now. You know, he's exciting, he's tough and undefeated. So it's exciting, and plus, you know, he just surrounded himself with good people. So I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, that's I was a little shocked by that too, but you know, he comes in with the same manager that Daniel Jacobs got. He comes in with I think it's Keith. I think his name is.
Yep,
He
Keith
comes. He's
Conlon.
always yeah. You know Keith. Everyone knows that he every time he brings somebody to the table, it's legit. So you know, to have somebody like that in your corner is always a huge help. So you know, shout out to those guys. I hope it works out for them.
So is your focus? You had something?
No.
Is your focus solely on Jessica, or are you actively looking for other fighters, being as though Jessica's starting to get? Is she on the back end of the career? Because I mean, now you guys are, together, and it's marriage. I'm sure it's
Mhm.
changed for her from a fighter's perspective. Now she's thinking of, the love she got for you, the relationship she wants to build with you. So are you
Mhm.
guys more on the managerial side for 2023? What's the plan for Rick Ramos Boxing?
I obviously have other fighters, and obviously Jess and I will be married by the end of the year, I think. But we just want to do good business and smart business for her career. But I'm always looking for new talent. I'm always looking for anybody willing to work and anybody willing to sacrifice. And like I said, I would love to bring people here and keep them here by me. We have extra houses, we have extra apartments. It's not an issue for anyone to come to Chicago for a couple weeks, even just to see if it works out. But I do have other fighters. Brandy Robinson, she's a little bit older, but she comes from Team USA. I've been getting a lot of. I have Josh Hernandez now. I took over Josh Hernandez's career, so um, I need someone new, someone exciting, and we'll see. I'm open to anything basically, and anyone who wants to come to Chicago for a month, let me know. Come for 2 weeks. Come for a week. And if they're willing to pay their own way to get here, that's cool. If not, if they need some assistance, I'm always willing to help. So that's not an issue either. We're just looking for new talent and trying to stay in business.
Rick, did you see the Desiree Jameson fight versus Stephanie Pinheiro?
I did not, but I was. I think they moved her too fast. I had a soft spot for Desiree because she sparred with Jessica, and she was. I felt like she was a good kid. I think I met her grandfather. He seemed like a great guy. I was a little bothered that she lost. But because I felt like she was a good, someone they should have got to 5-0 and then take a shot. But you know, um, it is what it is. Not everyone's meant for this level or this business. So hopefully she can rebound from that and you know understand what it takes, and let's see what happens to her. But shout out to Desiree. She's always cool with me. Always cool with Jess. Every time we go to Vegas, no problem for sparring. So shout out to her.
I'm sending you this box rec of Stephanie Pinheiro just so you
Hmm.
can explore it. She did fight her last two, was at 44 and 47, so I'm assuming she's a welterweight. She's 4-0 from Puerto Rico. They were able, from what me and Danny heard, Desiree got paid well for that fight. As a 2-0 fighter, it was almost
Yeah.
unheard of. So I
Okay.
don't know if you want to see, what's available for Summer Lynn, but she gonna have to go to Puerto Rico because this girl's a draw
Yeah.
out there. But she's a beast. Watch that
Yeah.
fight. This girl is
Yeah. I
no
heard.
fucking joke. So even if you can't get a fight for Summer, who knows if you can co-manage, because this girl is a beast.
Yeah.
Um,
I heard. I
and I
haven't
got
seen her, but
another
I
girl
heard.
for you. I'm gonna send from Florida.
Hmm.
Um, she's undefeated. And I believe she's in and around that division where you can get her in there with the girl we just talked about, Sanisa,
Oh,
one of them.
Shanisha.
Oh, Sneeze
Yeah,
Shala.
this girl is
Yeah.
13-0.
Oh wow. Okay.
Again, it's just she needs management. Pretty face. Her wife is an 11 times champion, so I sent you that too.
Oh shit. All right.
Um,
Cool. Yeah. Definitely interested. You
Rick, I
brought up.
wanted.
You brought up. Go ahead. Go ahead, Danny.
I just wanted to
But
ask really quick on Josh. Obviously, I've known of him for a while now because of you, but we've seen him in there on matchroom shows against Joe Cordina. We've
yeah.
seen him in there against Chris Colbert. Now that
Yeah.
you have control, just your goals, with Josh and what you look to do, moving him.
I've always, I've known Josh since he was about 7, 8 years old. He's always been in my gyms with his father, so I know him for a long time. I always had a soft spot for Josh. We just started working together for about a year, almost a year. So we did get, and I wanted the Mark Castro fight. I thought that was a fight that Josh could win. You know what I mean? It would obviously it's tough. Mark Castro's no joke, but Mark Castro does make mistakes, and I felt like that was a fight that we could could take, and Josh would be okay with it. So we did get offered the Castro fight from Matchroom, and I thought the money was extremely low. So I said, Josh, you know what? Let's go get a win. Josh fights April 8th in Rosemont, Chicago. So we're going to get a win and hopefully revisit that opportunity. But I definitely, my plan is to get Josh a win, get his confidence back going, and maybe take a Mark Castro fight. Hopefully, that's an opportunity that comes back around because I definitely think that was the fight that I had pegged for him for the last 2 years. So to actually get an offer from Matchroom on a fight that I wanted. It was just bad timing for all of us, but because that was when we went to Abu Dhabi, so we would have had to train Josh. I brought Josh to Abu Dhabi with us, but I kept him in the gym with us out there. But I like to see Josh and Mark Castro, and that's a fight that you could see in 2023. And I'll push for it when the time is right. So after this April 8th fight, well, I'm definitely going to push for that Castro fight.
And then what's up with Matt? What's he got cooking your heavyweight?
Matt, I think we're going to stay at Bridgerweight.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think his next fight is going to be also April 8th. I mean, this is how Chicago is. I have 9 kids on the show. April 8th in Chicago. I got 9 kids on that show. So it's definitely I'm working over here. It's just
wait, so you got a
as you
show April 9th, April 8th?
yeah, it's not my show. I just have 9 kids on it. But Bobby Hits, shout out to Bobby Hits in Chicago. So it's a big show for myself and my partner. So we're gonna see how it goes, and we're gonna try to bring Chicago back to the boxing scene because I feel like it kind of fell off for a minute. So we're back, and we're gonna try to bring our kids on 4 times a year and push the pace.
I sent you that information on your DMs, and I also sent you a
Okay, cool.
video of the girl sparring on your WhatsApp.
Gotcha.
And
You brought up Sky Nicholson. I wanted to talk about that whenever you got a second.
yeah,
Just to
I
make sure we
wanted to
don't
talk
forget.
about that opponent, bro. It's like I'm saying, like, how the hell they approve Sky Nicholson's opponent, but they can't get you a fucking Summer Lynn fight? Like, that girl from Spain was horrible.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even know what's going on in some of these women. Like, she was just literally running into Sky. I mean, credit to Sky, she
Like
got
face first.
tired. Exactly. But for the first couple of rounds and every so often Sky would do what she needed to, which was hook and pivot. Hook and pivot.
Yeah.
Tie this girl up. Like, bro, where they finding these B-sides? How could Summer not get a shot? But they gave this 7-0 Spaniard woman an opportunity for no reason. No reason. The way she was punching, she wasn't going to hurt anyone.
I think, the other thing too is like, every time I do a deal with someone, I'm always looking to like, okay, if we beat her, is there anything behind that? You know what I mean? So I think, I ask a lot of questions, and I think a lot of times when you're the B side, a lot of the B side people, they're obviously people are the B side for a reason, whether it's, they don't know how the boxing game works, whether, they're comfortable they just want to fight. Some people just want to fight and they don't really care to be signed or whatever. I try to get all my kids promotional deals. So every time we go out, I'm like, okay, if we beat this kid, we would love another opportunity at XYZ, you know? So I think for some reason, you know, it's just easier to deal with people who don't ask questions and who just take the first offer. You know, I never take the first offer, obviously, and I'm trying to get the best for my kids, but sometimes it's like it almost works against me sometimes, you know what I mean? And
I,
it's it
I
sucks, you know.
I've learned, Rick, in this game, you never take the first offer.
Mm-mm. But I think the game is changing because it's like almost people every time I don't take the first offer, they're like, Rick, come on, man, you always give everybody trouble, and it's like, man, like I don't know, like where in the world have you guys ever taken a first offer of anything?
Hell
Like
no.
I know you two pretty well, and I know you two guys don't take the first offer of anything, so it's like, why
That
should I?
first
You
offer
know,
better
so
be overwhelming. I tell you that. If I'm
like,
telling you, if it makes me feel good, then yeah, you know, I'm not gonna
yeah,
expect more. I won't. I'm not one of those guys that's like, damn, a million, and then it's like, well, damn, if they give me a million, maybe I could get two.
Well,
Nah, fuck
yeah,
that.
right.
That million is good for me. I'm good with that.
yo, but they were saying that this NBA player just had stake in the company. Boom, he want to sell his stake. Or it was Jay Z. It wasn't no NBA player. It was Jay Z. He had Duce, and so he's selling. He was trying to sell his share, and so basically they saying that they undervalued, right? So the company is now
Mhm.
undervaluing whatever, whatever, and so he took him to court and got 800 million, and they like, yeah, that was cool, but if it was really worth 5 billion, you was gonna get 2.5. You settled for 800 million now, and it's like, what was it
Yeah,
really worth? If they gave you 800, what was it really worth?
yeah.
Rick, so
That's and that's
the
good.
chat wants you to re-answer that because they're saying you first said that the Josh offer was too low, but then you said it was bad timing. So which is it?
I think a little bit of both. You know, I think to be straight honest with you, I would have taken the fight. You know, and I hope no one from Matchroom watches this. I would have taken the fight for almost any amount of money with respect to Josh. Um, you know, meaning like we just didn't have enough time together at that point, Josh and I. I think we were only together 4 months, and I felt like for me to implement the right style, I need Josh at least 6 to 8 months for me to say, okay, this is a fight. Now we get 8 weeks on top of that. Let's do it. You know, so he's been adjusting to my style. He's been adjusting to sparring, different sparring. So it was a kind of I wasn't 100% comfortable with the amount of time that I had with Josh, and the offer was too low. So I guess the offer being so low and them not willing to adjust their offer was easy for me to say, you know what, I'm going to step back. I definitely think that's a fight that'll come back around. I don't think Mark Castro is excelling so fast that he's going to blow, you know, through Josh's level. You know, he's probably a little bit above it right now, but I don't think he's skyrocketing to the top like some of these other people are. So I think that fight will come back around.
Yeah, no, I would,
Did I answer that question? I felt like I
yes,
didn't
yes.
answer a question again.
No,
Sorry,
no,
my
no, no.
bad.
Yes, yes, and no, I would agree too. I mean, obviously, you know, for you working with somebody, that's you investing not just your time, your money, your energy.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that if you're gonna put him in a situation, that he's prepared to be in that situation. Makes perfect
Yeah, for
sense.
sure.
Makes
Yeah, and I
perfect
just wanted
sense.
to, you know, and coming back from, you know, Abu Dhabi, I wanted to make sure that if we're gonna be, if my team and myself will be on TV, I wanted us to perform at the peak performance and put on a great effort and hopefully pull off the win. You know, just everything about that fight was just the timing wasn't 100% right. The money was way too low. It was just, you know, I ain't gonna let it slip again. Put it that way. You know, the opportunity is bigger than the money for sure. In my head, I thought the opportunity was bigger than the money, but I just didn't have enough time with them.
So I'm being told that the female I sent you
Hmm.
is willing to come to Chicago, but I also sent
Cool.
you another one that is very young but highly declarated. I got a couple of questions from the people. James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas says, if Tank versus Ryan happens, how does it turn out? Does Ryan see the
Ah,
12th round?
You know what? I think I answered this before on Twitter, but it's like those guys are so volatile. Like between like those guys getting arrested, those guys sleeping with chicks, baby mama drama. Like I feel like one week I have Tank, the next week I have Ryan, the next week I have Tank, the next week I have Ryan. So if here's this is what I say. This is my answer. If Ryan doesn't stop Tank in 4 rounds, I think Tank wins. I think Ryan's good early. He starts faster than Tank, but Tank comes on better later. So if he doesn't do it in the first 3 or 4, Tank might stop him. I don't think it's gonna go 12.
Ruin a 504 New Orleans says, how much credit should Jessica McCaskill get for beating a former Shields victim in Hazabin when just last year Jessica said she's not impressed with the top women's boxers?
I mean, that's not. I mean, again, this is a 3 sanctioning body mandatory. She's mandatory in 3 different sanctioning bodies. So, I mean, if it was up to me, she isn't obviously my top choice, but this is what we have to do to satisfy more than one mandatory, 3 of them actually. So, you know, we're
But
just
do you
gonna have
think
to.
she
She's
gets
in our
credit?
way. No. I mean, I think no, I don't. Unless Jess like knocks her out and kind of like the Elma situation. If Jess goes out there and pulls a Jessica or an Elma Ibarra type situation on her, then yeah, I mean, I think it'll be noticed. Credit, that's a little different than noticed, but very little, if any. But yeah, we just got to make sure we win spectacularly. But we got to make sure we just win.
Bro, that's an underrated win. You know, for us, we
I
celebrated
agree. I
because
agree.
because we picked Jessica and bet Jessica by knockout in that fight. So, you know, it gets celebrated here a lot. But, you know, having interviewed Raquel Miller and knowing that Raquel went the distance with that same girl was like, oh, wow, how'd that happen?
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, I think Raquel Miller, sometimes she's like hot and sometimes she's just kind of like flat. But, sometimes, everyone knows Raquel Miller can punch. So I think, she might not have had the best performance that night. I don't know. But, you know, I don't know. We just plan to get the victory. I don't even care how it comes. We just need to win that fight.
So I got Bougie in Broward that says, no question, coach, but thanks for coming on the show. Can you talk with him about Rosa, please and thank you? And Rosa is the girl that I sent you. Her name is Rosalinda Rodriguez. She lives in the Miami area. She's 13-0, 3 KOs. And like I said, I sent you the sparring and stuff like that so that you can
And
see.
and, and Rosa's the girl who wants to come to Chicago.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen her, to be honest with you. I'm going to look at her right now when we're done and take a look, and I'll definitely come back on the show and talk about it. Yeah, I have no problem, man, like bringing people out. Like I said, Jessica lives at my house, and she has a whole house. We have other apartments that are just empty. You know what I mean? So we have no problem bringing people out at all. Jessica's very generous. I like to think I'm generous, so we have no problem bringing everybody out. We love new talent. We
You're a
love to get
very
excited.
generous guy, Rick.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I mean, that's what kind of why we're in this game. What's the point of how? I mean, what's the point of winning and doing all this stuff if we can't share it? We share everything we got, everything.
Do you think, my final question is, do you think that
Yeah.
a big win is needed over this opponent in order to get a re-signing with Matchroom, or do you prefer to keep Jessica a free agent at the moment?
That is a great question. Um, I don't even know if I could say this yet, but I'm going to say this right now on your show. Um, I will have a Matchroom deal, win or loss. Eddie and I already talked. Like I said, I told him how I felt. I felt disrespected, and I felt like we've been loyal to Matchroom as far as Jessica's career. And Eddie and I talked, and we made 2 different scenarios, whether Jess wins this next fight or loses this next fight. And I made sure that Jessica has some protection and some insurance as far as options after this fight. So I'm just waiting for the contract to come over, and once I sign it, it's official. But right now, it's verbally official. We went over the details, Eddie and I. There's no in between. Like I think in the past, where I would talk to Matchroom lawyers or Kevin Rooney, who I love. No disrespect to Kevin, I love, but sometimes words get mixed up in translation. Sometimes Eddie and I talk and we're so excited that we're like, yo, let's do this, let's do that. And then we go back to Kevin and Kevin's like, what the fuck did you guys talk about? And so, but this time around, I talked to Eddie and Jessica. We'll get a matchroom deal, win or lose this next fight. But obviously we will win and, we'll be successful and move forward. Is that a dog I see back there?
Oh
Yeah. Two English bulldogs running around the studio.
Nice.
But that's all my questions. You have any
Yeah.
more?
Nah, man. It's always great to talk to Rick, catch up.
Yeah, Rick, if you could
Thank
give
you,
out your
bro.
social media and Jessica's as well, or any, if you have like a fighter management social media, or you're just using Rick, is all good. But yeah, if you can just give it
Yeah.
out where some of these females that are going to be interested in management can contact you.
Yeah, for sure. So you can find me on all social media platforms, rickramosboxing.com or Rick Ramos Boxing on all social media platforms. You can find Jessica McCaskill on all social media platforms as well. Like I said, we're always looking for new talent. Jessica will probably start signing fighters at the end of the year with me together. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited about the future, and we plan to stick around for a long time.
All right, Rick. Well, thank you once again, man. Wish you guys the best of luck, and can't
Thank
wait to
you,
get you
guys.
back on.
All right, brother. I'm gonna check out that Rosa girl, and we'll talk. We'll talk.
All
We
right,
always
check your
talk, so it's all
WhatsApp.
good.
I sent you a 3-minute sparring clip on WhatsApp.
All right, brother. So thank you guys for having me on, man. Thank you everybody for the questions. Appreciate all the
All
love.
right.
Appreciate you, Rick.
That was good interview. Definitely a good interview. We needed those answers. And it's good to hear that she has a deal. I was almost feeling a little bit mad at Eddie that she was being treated the way that she was, honestly. It's like, yo, how do you not win a purse bid for Undisputed Champ? How does an Undisputed Champ not have a return contract? But we are taking callers. Discord or the number above my head, 142-5569-5241. Press 1 one time. We going out to Tweener DL Styles.
Hello?
What up, champ?
Yo, no way.
Turn your TV
Y'all
down.
can hear me?
Yep.
We hear you, but you got to turn your radio down.
Okay, yeah, it's down.
Go for it.
Well, first and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to the Boxing Voice. I watch you guys every morning.
Appreciate
you guys are
it.
awesome. I love the YouTube Shorts is what introduced me to you guys, and keep them coming, man. I watch you guys. I love your takes on everything, and I don't know, it's a good way to start my day off with the Boxing Voice. So I want to give a shout out to you guys, and I just came in. I mean, it's my birthday, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself to the Boxing Voice. But you guys are awesome.
Happy birthday, my brother. Happy birthday.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that.
What sign is that? My dad's birthday is like in the 26th.
My dad's birthday was yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Happy birthday. So I'm an Aquarius. I'm not into signs. I'm a stop sign. I mean, listen, like, I respect everyone's sign. I don't care if you're an asparagus, a Capri Sun, whatever you may be. But like I said, it's not my thing. But to each their own. So, yeah, man. I just wanted to give a shout to you guys, and thank you guys so much for for taking my call or taking basically I tried calling yesterday, but yeah, I'm pretty new to this whole calling in thing. Like I said, it's my first time calling. I know it's off topic, but I just wanted to say hi to you guys, and I would definitely like to call in more. And once again, happy birthday to Danny's dad, and y saludos a mi gente de Latinoamérica.
Let's go,
champ. Oh yeah, what's your nationality, champ?
So I mean, I was born here in the DMV, but my parents are from Mexico.
Okay.
And I do not look like a Mexican. I'm kind of like the American Canelo. I'm just like a 6 foot. I'm a 6 foot white dude, and I'm just a 6 foot white dude who's been trying to box for over a year and a half now.
Oh, you boxing too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I mean, I'm not like these. I'm not gonna say no YouTubers' names. I'm not like these other YouTubers who just call in and try to cuss you out and just talk about Canelo Alvarez. Um, but yeah, I've been training, and I'm like, okay, I just finished college, got my diploma in the mail like a couple of days ago. I'm like, okay,
Congrats,
maybe I
man.
could.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you guys. It's kind of surreal knowing that I've been listening to you guys for months now, and I've watched all the YouTube shorts, and I just can't get enough of it. And for you guys to say that I mean, it means a lot to me. So you guys are awesome. But
Appreciate it,
about the
man.
boxing about the boxing gym, basically the only thing we got here in the DMV, we got like two big gyms in the area, and we have the Mayweather boxing gym, which is tremendously expensive, and then we have the UFC gym, which does have a boxing ring, and then they have like the amateurs there, and they have a couple pro fighters there, like a couple like low profile pro fighters there. So now that I'm off of school, I can I've been running, and I've just been hitting the heavy bag, and I'm just trying to save up my funds, and when the time comes back, just get a membership when I can, and just put the paws in the bag and try to see if I can put the paws on somebody else.
All right, champ. I would say look for another gym, man. If that gym's too expensive, man, look for another gym. Don't let them stagnate you, man. Don't let them hold you up.
Oh no, it won't. It won't. I mean, it won't. I think things take time, and good things come to those who wait. So when the time comes, which will be soon, I'm gonna get after it. And yeah, I think I'm just excited for the future. I'm excited. I'm 23 years young, and nothing's stopping me now. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so shout out to everyone, man. You guys are. I keep saying it, but you guys are incredible, man. Like I can't say it enough.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it,
it, man.
champ.
Keep
Well,
rocking out. Keep tuning in, and hopefully you call in again.
for sure. What I do want you to do is head on over to iTunes and drop us a five-star review. Just say everything you've been saying, how awesome, how dope, how you found the show, so that someone else can also find the show. We're going to Muzzle House. What up? Muzzle House. Muzzle House. We don't hear you. Just a bunch of static. Yo. Muzzle. Muzzled up. Muzzled up. If you're on Twitter, Discord, whatever, you got to raise your hand. Got to request to jump on. We taking callers right now. We going out to the 516, looking like we are in Queens. Actually, Brooklyn, Long Island. What up, Adrian?
Yo, what up, TBV?
What's
Good,
good?
that's Danny.
What up, champ?
I'm in the gym right now as we speak. Yo, I want to talk about this topic, the Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo. I fuck with Berlanga. He's from Brooklyn, New York. My fellow Boricua. But, bro, I'm going to be hella tight if he gets that fight over Benavidez, bro. Get ass. Y'all think that will really happen? He gets the fight over Benavidez?
I mean, you know why he gonna get the fight over Benavidez. Like, it's the same reason why Yeardom got it and Billy Joe got it. Like, it's an easier fight with a bigger background. Not Yeardom, but Billy had the country, right? Easy fight to make, easy fight to win.
I don't know. If that happens, though, I'm going to have to lose respect for Canelo, dude. Like, just David's been waiting.
But let me ask you, why would you lose respect? He fights his mandatory in Ryder in May. Then he rematches Bivol in September. Why can't he fight Berlanga in December?
No.
You said I cut out or you cut out?
You cut out.
I said he's gonna rematch. He's gonna fight his mandatory fighter, John Ryder, in May. Then he's gonna rematch Bivol to defend the 168-pound undisputed in September. What is wrong with him fighting Berlanga in December?
I'm just saying, dude. I feel like more people want to see the Benavidez fight. And you talking shit about Benavidez not fighting no champions, blah, blah, blah. You can say the same shit about Edgar.
But that's what I'm saying. Isn't the Bivol rematch proven to be more dangerous than the Mexican Monster?
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
So
it's a quick fight, you know?
again, so he's taking care of his mandatory in May. Then he's gonna fight the dude everybody thinks will beat him again in September. If he beats Bivol, are you mad that the one dude in boxing who could fight 3 times fought Edgar Berlanga in December?
I'm just saying, dude. I would just like to see the Benavidez fight first. Like,
I get it, but I just think you guys are unrealistic. Like, you know, let me pull up Oscar's record, because when he fought Stevie Forbes, who did he fight before and after? Like, you can't expect dudes to get in there 3 times a year versus monsters. You got to give them a break.
At least I said, if you're gonna fight monsters, fight the Mexican monster over the Puerto Rican monster.
But he fighting Bivol. The dude did beat him. My man got a chip on his shoulder. He want that get back.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I'm just being biased or what, but wouldn't y'all like to see David Benavidez?
Bruh, I just don't see. I don't see Jamal Charlo fighting John Ryder, Bivol, and Berlanga. Like, you know, no one else's schedule is like Canelo's.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Maybe he vacates. What you think?
I don't think he does that.
So y'all just don't feel like that's fucked up? Berlanga getting a chance before?
I mean, you talking about shit being fucked up that ain't even happened. Like, don't Benavidez got to fight first?
And win. But we going to be talking about Benavidez at 12 o'clock. Benavidez got his own plan. And it ain't got Canelo in it.
Okay, I'll be tuning in.
According to Benavidez, he got 3 fights. So, you know, we'll talk about that. But I'm on Oscar's resume here. When the hell did he fight Stevie Forbes? Where the hell that Stevie Forbes fight at? There you go. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. Stop! Look, he fought Bernard, right? So start over. Look. Arturo Gatti. And look, it shows you right there. Look. Obakar, Ike Corte, 2 big names, right? Julio Cesar Chavez. But Chavez was old. Then he fights Corte. Obakar loses to Trinidad. Comes back, fights Darrell Coley. Loses to Mosley. Comes back, fights Arturo Gatti. Javier, not Castillo. This is another one. With a J at the end. Castillo. I never seen that. But whatever.
Castillo, yeah.
Then he fights Fernando Vargas. Then he fights Luis Raymond Campas. Then loses again to Shane. Arguably loses again back-to-back because of the Felix Stern fight. Nobody thought he won. Then loses again to Bernard. But then he fights Mayorga. Not a tough opponent. But then he loses again to Floyd. But then he fights Stevie Forbes. Not a tough opponent. But then he loses again to Pacquiao. Like, that's how it is. That's what I said. Obakar was tough. I said that. I said Obakar, Icarte, back-to-back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then he lost to Felix. But you need, like, you can't fight 3 times a year and want that dude to fight 3 tough dudes a year. Meanwhile, everyone else is fighting 2 times a year and there's only 1 tough dude in a 2-fight year. Like, I don't get y'all with this, you know, being so upset at Canelo. He at least is trying to put together 3-fight schedules where we ain't getting that shit with nobody else. So if he gonna fight his mandatory, which we can't be upset at, and then he gonna fight the dude that beat him, which means he's putting himself in position to arguably lose again. No, I'm not mad if he fights Berlanga in December. Like, what the hell? For Berlanga, it really needs to be a June fight so he could capitalize the most off his fan base. You know, you would probably want to do that at June, Puerto Rican Day Parade type of thing. You know, really get the Puerto Ricans rooting for him. But we going out to Boston. Georgie Porgy, what it do?
Hey, yo, what's happening, people?
What up, champ?
Listen, Mr. Gibbs, how you been? Danny?
What up, champ? How you feeling, Georgie?
Man, everybody got some coochie last night. Everybody in a good mood. So I'm not
Yes.
going to be the one fucking up the vibe.
Speak for yourself, champ.
Listen.
What up?
Bro, let me tell you something. I actually had somebody ask me like yesterday at the gym, like, yo, Danny, what you doing for Valentine's Day? And I just pointed to the gym. I'm like, I'm here, ain't I? And they like,
Valentine's
yo,
schmalentine's, bro.
you know what they was like, yo, a couple of us single guys going bowling since we ain't got no man. I ain't even do that. I just went home, went to bed.
That's a dedicated student of the sport, baby. That's all it is. That's, something to be applauded. Listen, let me get to the core real quick. First of all, like, this is how you guys become, like, historians. And it's great that the TBB keeping expanding, getting new people, and some people know about boxing, some people don't know. But that A-side shit, you gotta repeat yourself and repeat yourself. Some people earn the right. Canelo have earned his way. You know what I'm saying? There's certain fights that you cannot ask Canelo for. We can ask for fucking Crawford and Arrow. That's due to us. There's certain fights that, yeah, we should be outraged. But there's certain guys that they just, they pay their way, baby. What you wanted to pay 5 fucking top guys fucking 3 times a year like Ness says? You got to give him a little cake here and there. It's a business. Prize fighting. You know what I'm saying? So this is like an equilibrium here that we got to maintain. And you guys got to be the one telling these people, why he's the A side. And I know it sucks that you got to repeat yourself on that shit, but it is what it is. You got to educate people on this shit. I don't have a lot to say. Shout out to TVV. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thumbs up. All that good shit. I'm out.
All right, Georgie, that would be amazing. I'm being told that Eddie wants to do something with Berlanga in Puerto Rico. Yo, Chavez, Berlanga in Puerto Rico. Chavez too big to go over there?
Hell no. I don't think he go though.
I don't think he can make 68. When the last time he been at 68?
Shit. The Jacobs fight?
And didn't he miss weight for that? Ron Boy Fresh. What up?
Ow. What's good, Slim?
What up? What up?
Oh, yeah. You just took my shit. I was getting ready to tell y'all that they about to do something with Berlanga out Puerto Rico. I actually got a house in Aquadilla. But yeah,
wow.
So they doing.
That's dope.
Yeah, so they doing something with. Yeah, I heard they was doing something with Berlanga out Puerto Rico. My whole thing is I don't really have a problem with the Edgar Berlanga and Cinnamon fight. My whole thing though is, are we sure? This is the problem. This is the problem I'm gonna have. Are we sure Edgar Berlanga is gonna look good enough? Because right now, what is he ranked in the W? He should be ranked in the IBF and WBO.
No, we're not sure. Just like we're not sure that Canelo gonna fight Bivol the second half of the year. Just like we're not sure.
Yo, I don't even think Canelo is gonna fight Bivol. Yeah, I know.
We're not even sure that he fighting Ryder in Mexico.
Edgar Berlanga's number 4, by the way, in the WBO. Right. Number 4 in the IBF. And number 12 in the WBC. And
all right, cool.
That number 6 in the WBA. Damn, that's crazy.
So this is where I'm going with this. I don't think Cinnamon is going to fight. Right. I mean, going to fight Bivol. I don't care what nobody say. He not running it back unless Bivol go to 68. I'm not interested in that fight. So you know how emotional motherfuckers are called. Do whatever the fuck they gotta do about that. The other thing is, I do believe that Cinnamon will fight Benavidez before he fights Berlanga. So I'm on record for saying that. I don't care what happens. If, and this is a strong if Benavidez can get past Plant, which I don't think he's going to get past Plant. Another opinion, so motherfuckers can get mad about that as well. So yeah, but yeah, I don't have a problem with Cinnamon fighting Berlanga, man. But Berlanga, my whole thing is Berlanga just need to look good on his next outing. I don't want him to look meager at best, below average like he's been looking. He need to go ahead and look above standards, and then go ahead and make the Cinnamon fight. I don't have a
Damn.
problem with that shit.
A good matchroom
Yeah,
fight
go ahead.
would have been Ali Akhmadov, but that dude is tough as fuck.
That's not how. Yeah, nah, actually. So what's going on? What's up with my man? Shit, put him in there with oh fuck, is LeBron? Who's with LeBron? LeBron with Matchroom, right?
LeBron, who?
LeBron Richards, Sniper.
LeBron.
What's
Oh,
Sniper
yeah,
with?
yeah, yeah. I don't
Sniper
know.
with Matchroom? Is he with Matchroom or Frank? Or is he with Frank?
I think
I
Frank.
keep
I
forgetting.
think Frank.
He is with Frank. That's my man though. I fuck with Sniper. That's my man.
But
I
they
don't
could
get
do Craig
my
Richards,
motherfucker
right?
underrated.
What
They
about
can do Craig. They can do Craig.
I like the
That was my
Craig
next
fight.
thing.
Craig got a fight. I like the
I love the
Pacheco
Craig
fight.
fight.
I want the Pacheco fight before
Yeah.
Canelo.
I don't
Pacheco,
know about
I was
that,
going
but,
to go down the
but
list.
now you putting two undefeated prospects that could be, they're separate
Yeah.
businesses,
Or you could put a
Yeah,
Mexican
but
and a
see,
Puerto Rican that's gonna sell, and
yeah,
you
but my
gonna
whole
see
thing
who
is,
like that, and whoever not like that,
yeah,
you can either let
Danny
go
right.
or keep go a
I like
different
that
route.
fight too. The
Yeah.
Michael Zafara. I like that fight. The one
Nah,
before
nah, nah,
Hearn.
nah, 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 nah,
What?
I don't like that fight. Zafar, nah, I don't like that, dog. Come on, nah. I am nah, come on.
Right.
But Zafar up there for
He
some
need a
crazy reason.
he
I
need
don't
a he need an introductory matchroom fight, and they gonna put him in
Yeah,
Puerto Rico. He can't lose.
yeah, yeah. I know, and that I don't. And that's Zafar though. I hear you, and that's actually a possibility. I just don't. No, I thought Zafar got a fight though. Didn't they just mandate him to fight? Isn't he doing a eliminator somewhere? I think he's doing a. I think. I think he's doing an eliminator somewhere. I don't know in which sanctioned body. I think he's doing an eliminator, if I'm not mistaken.
He a
But
division below. He a division below, and he ranked
yeah,
number
so
one
he's doing an
in
eliminator somewhere.
he ranked number
So
one
he
in
out
the
the picture. He doing
WBA.
an eliminator. Yeah, he doing an eliminator. So he's out the picture. Yeah. He doing an eliminator. Good. Get him out the way. Good. I mean, man, Berlanga, he might can do something. I see the money in it. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I see it. But I just think if Benavidez beats Caleb, I still say you want to see Benavidez and Cinnamon before you see Edgar Berlanga rolled out. That's just I know Eddie's talking about they got a plan for him to fight Cinnamon, but first he got to look good. And Berlanga hasn't been really looking good. So first they got to make him look good first. And we're not talking about just probably one, maybe two fights. You got to look good. But that's all I got to say on that shit, Slim. But yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I like the Berlanga out Puerto Rico. I heard that was happening. But I'm out, Mo.
All right, I'm going to that. He fighting Puerto Rico. I just
Oh
need.
yeah,
Oh my bad. I just need the right opponent, and I'm going to that. It ain't Akhmadov either. I thought Akhmadov was Wolverine that Billy Joe fought. That's not the same one. This is the one that beat Rosado but lost to Carlos Gongora. I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about Wolverine, so I'm going to look him up. He's the one that Billy Joe and Demetrius Andrade faced. That's who I am discussing. Billy Joe Saunders, where you at? My man retired, man. Billy Joe, where you go? So yeah, it's definitely Wolverine, the one I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure Andre fought him too. He ain't been stopped though. So that gives a good barometer for Berlanga, see where the power's at. This person's name is Arthur Akakov. He fought at 160. He's got 4 losses. Falco just beat him by knockout. Demetrius beat him in the 12th round by knockout. Shout out Demetrius. I thought that wasn't a knockout. Okay. TKO'd him in 12. Billy Joe went 12-round decision, and he was the first or the second person to give him a loss. I say bring him up. He last fought at 165. Bring him up. Common opponent with some bigger names. Even though this ain't gonna move the needle in Puerto Rico, I don't know what they do. It's gonna be interesting to see who they choose to fight Berlanga in Puerto Rico. London Runs Boxing, been a member for 2 months at the contender level, says Berlanga versus Jacobs. I don't mind that fight, but you got to remember that both of them are managed by the same manager, so that might not happen. It might not happen. They both got Keith Conley. You know, Conley might know what Jacobs got. Jacobs definitely cut from a cloth. Okay, so they saying Berlanga as the headline and take Yankel Rivera, the flyweight, as the co-main. I would also throw Serrano on there. Like, take all your Puerto Ricans. Get Serrano, get Berlanga, and then Yankel and whoever else they got. I know they don't got Xander because that's top rank, but whoever else they got this of Puerto Rican descent. They could bring back Christian Tapia that lost to Thomas Matisse. I know Matisse is the one that got the matchroom deal off the win. But listen, Christian Tapia was in the Fight of the Year candidate in that fight with Thomas Matisse. It would be unfair not to give that man a return, when he fought his heart out. And, gave us a fucking show. That was a beautiful show and display of boxing. I got LV Slugger, what up?
TBV, fellas, what's up?
What up? You straight.
I'm good.
Yes.
Yo, man, Berlanga, man, find the matchroom, I see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what he do over there. We all know what he was on top rank doing, on that first round KO streak, and, his last couple of performances been kind of, lackluster, especially the last one. I guess he was going back to his Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? But, hopefully he can learn from that. He can get back to it and try to get back on that, not necessarily a KO streak, but just looking good, man. He had a lot of buzz early on in his career. And like I said, them last couple of performances have been lackluster. So I want to see what they do with him over there. I want to throw him straight in the Canelo fight. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to build him up to that fight. Not sure what 168 pounds they got over there, but I don't know if he got a former world champion on his resume, and I'm not sure where Truax at. But we know last time Truax was in the ring, Caleb couldn't stop him. You know what I'm saying? So,
but
Truax being a
Daniel
champion,
Jacobs stopped him. That would be a good fight. I wonder if Truax is retired or still with PBC. That's a good fight for Berlanga.
Yeah, that was I don't know if he retired. I haven't really heard from him since that Caleb Plant fight. So, if he wanted to come back, and give Berlanga, an opportunity to see if he can get back on that KO streak. And Truax being a former champ, I think he can give Berlanga some good work. You know what I mean? I think Truax.
That's a good fight, bro. They haven't even put him in with a former world champ. That's a good fight. He was the IBF champ. That's a good fight. If he's not retired,
Yeah, that's why I said it, because I haven't really heard much from him since that Caleb Plant fight. But I'm pretty sure he'll come back for a nice little bag against Berlanga. I'm pretty sure they'll build it up. Berlanga being the Puerto Rican, being one of their biggest stars, Puerto Rican stars. So I'm pretty sure he'll get a nice little bag to come on back and fight Berlanga. And let's see if Berlanga can get the stoppage. Or at least look good.
What about Edgar Berlanga versus Lonnie B, Puerto Rico?
I think that I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. If I'm Eddie, I wouldn't do it, man. Especially how he looked his last performance. We know Lonnie B got that win over Utasaki, another champion. So I wouldn't do it right off the bat. Probably a Truax then in line. I don't know though, man. Like Lonnie B he'll be a boxer, and I think he'll give Berlanga some problems enough. And they trying to build him up to that Canelo fight. I think Lonnie B can be, upset the apple cart on that one, man. So I wouldn't do Lonnie B, man. Like I said, I think Truex, him being up there in age, haven't really been in the ring since the Caleb Plant fight. That's the route I'll go rather than Lonnie B. And I don't know when the last time Lonnie B been in the ring either. So
He
they may
got 3
can go with
years
Lonnie.
out the ring.
Yeah, see, so they might can do it, but I think Lonnie got the skill set that can definitely uh, frustrate Berlanga. Like I said, we seen what he did that last fight when he was getting frustrated, and he went to his Mike Tyson. So I mean, if they want that Canelo fight, I think they got to put him in there with a name. But like I said, that's gonna be really just a event, man. I don't think he holds up against Canelo. Nothing shows me he's ready for Canelo, but like I said, that's probably a bigger money fight over there in Matchroom of the Zone, so they're gonna try to build it up. But yeah, either Truex, Lonnie B, those two good names to try to get him in there with, to try to get him ready for Canelo. I don't think neither one gets him ready for Canelo, but just a name, you know what I'm saying? Just a name on his resume. But let's see how he do. Hopefully he can bounce back from his last couple of performances and start back looking good to where, the Puerto Rican, well, I think they already backing him up regardless, just because he's Puerto Rican. But I think more of the boxing side get more behind him as he start looking better rather than these last couple performances he's been giving out. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man.
All right, all right. I'm gonna put this poll together. It ain't the greatest, um, but it is what it is. I can't think of any better options at the moment. So the poll is: who should Edgar Berlanga face in Puerto Rico as his first fight under Matchroom? Lonnie Thompson at 68, Caleb Truex at 68, Zach Parker at 68, but he's coming off the loss, or Diego Pacheco at 68. I got Bandemic B. Bandemic. Gotta accept the invitation.
I don't even know that they go that big.
Bandemic. Gotta speak up.
You get what I'm saying?
In terms of options?
Yeah.
Dan, they gonna take somebody, because you gotta remember, Danny went over there with Mauricio Herrera. You can't just go to Puerto Rico versus nobody.
Yeah, I mean,
Puerto Rico's a deeply rich country in boxing. Like they can't be fooled. So if you try to bring him over there so he could get the Puerto Rican love, but then you put him in versus it got to be somebody. I don't know that none of the names I put they even know. So I'm not saying none of the names I said are somebody, but I think he does need somebody. I don't think he could just get a homecoming versus a nobody main event in Puerto Rico.
Now, this might be a bit past, but I think like the perfect guy
Cannon, let me get a mic
would
check.
be somebody like Porky.
Medina?
Yeah.
And he's Mexican. You couldn't do that. And he's coming upon him with the Monster. How long he been out the ring? Can you check that? Cannon, can I get a mic check? Because Bandemic ain't saying nothing. Boxing Savant, let me hear from you. And if you're on Blog Talk, I need you to hit the one button at least one time. That's going to let me know you're ready to rock and roll.
Can you hear me?
I do.
Oh, he just fought in October. He's on a four knockout streaks. Four
We
fight
hear you,
knockout
Boxing
streaks.
Savant. What's good?
Yeah, y'all talking about who Berlanga should match up with. What y'all think about him and Steve Nelson going ahead and get that bad blood out the way?
I like that fight, but Steve Nelson is a free agent, and I doubt that Matchroom is going to do that. If they're going to put him in with an undefeated fighter, they're going to put him in with Pacheco in case he loses. Pacheco gets that clout.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause like I said, I seen So Cold woofing at him when he was first going through his motions with trying to get away from Top Rank, saying he wanted to line it up because they got a little bit of bad blood, I guess. And
yeah, So Cold been wanting that fight since they both was with Top Rank, bro.
Yeah, so So Cold, he just fought at 175, so that would be Berlanga's favor per se, if you know offer him a contract, and he got to make 168, and he got to come from 175. That I think that would work in Berlanga's favor. But and everybody talking about him being deserving of the fight with Saul. Honestly, I don't see a problem with Canelo getting in there rumbling with him. I just want Canelo to honor that phone call he did with Xander per se. If Xander's standing same track and they able to share the ring, before he called it quits. That definitely be beautiful.
Xander better
Want
get
that
his
get back
weight
from
up.
Dakota.
Xander
You said
better
what
get it.
now?
Xander better get his weight up. He only at 54, so if he want to get a fight with Canelo, he better press.
Yeah. I said the same thing. Maybe depending on if the bag's still there, and Canelo feel like he did what he did in the sport. You want to give Xander that run. Xander want that get back for Miguel Cotto. So like I said, that'd be a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? That's all I got right now.
All right. That's a good option. Who said that? Michael Manning. Nope. That Smitty said Kyrone Davis. The problem with the Kyrone Davis fight is that he's with Al. Are they going to let him cross that street? But that's a good fight. Common opponent with Benavidez. Tough dude. Yeah, that's a good opponent. If you're on Blog Talk, now is the time to hit the one button. That's going to indicate to me you ready to rock and roll. I got Mr. Calderon, $2 super chat. He says, how about Yildirim, a common opponent with Nello? That's not a bad thing. And he's a common opponent with Chris Eubank Jr. That's actually something they can do. He do got the Canelo clout. He had that Miami fight with Canelo. That's probably a very safe fight that'll give Berlanga some commercial marketability and, I don't know, residual exposure off of Canelo. What you think, Danny? You think that some Canelo still dripping off of Yildirim?
I don't mind it. I don't think it's a bad opponent for Berlanga, but I don't think that he would you say dripping off of Canelo? No, I don't believe that. Do not believe that.
So you don't think he got any popularity boost or clout from the fight in Canelo?
No, I mean he got to meet Salt Bay and shit, but that's about it.
MadBet100 says, put Edgar in with a walking heavy bag like the Australian stripper. $5 super chat. And I guess he's talking about Michael Safada. He's never really fought at 68, so that's another good option if you want to make sure that Berlanga gets that win. On Discord, let me know if you're ready to rock and roll. We just need you to request, and we can go ahead and
get you on.
Get you on the show. Same thing for Twitter Spaces. If not, my name is Ness GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Danny?
Ringwalk Danny, Instagram and Twitter. We are the Boxing Voice. We do have Leon Paro, the number 2.
Leon Paro.
140 pound at the WBO. In the WBO, I should say. And he'll be joining us live from the Blue Wire Studios at the Win. And that'll be at 12 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, so don't miss out.
Don't miss out. Peace.
All right. Adios. The Boxing Voice.